Hey friends, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new here, I'm Jen, single mom, artist, and entrepreneur. And this channel is all about helping other single parents build a life that they love and do it all on their own. Now, when I say do it all on their own, let me be very clear that no one can exist in a vacuum, right? We are, as human beings, we are community-minded mammals. So we need a certain amount of community in order to thrive. Now, if you've been around at all, you know already that I am a very big believer in self-care, and a big part of self-care, in my opinion, is to spend time with the people who build you up, the people who see your worth, the people who love you for exactly who you are, the people who fill you with joy and determination, and the people who fill your cup, right? So, in my case, that tends to be my girlfriends. There are a few male friends in the mix, but overall, it is mostly girlfriends. And I know as a single parent that sometimes the expense of having a girls' night out can be a big deterrent to planning a girls' night out. So today I want to talk about some ways to have that girls' night out on a budget. Many of these are things that I do myself. I don't know about you, but I work very, very hard, but I also understand the importance of play. In fact, right now I'm out in my studio surrounded by a pile of laundry. I have been folding massage laundry for nearly an hour now, and I'm only about halfway done. Set my wine back down over here. And I'm done with clients for the day, so yeah, I'm gonna have a glass of wine while I fold my massage laundry. Anyway, let's get to those ways that you can have a girls' night out or friends' night out, whatever you want to call it, on a budget. For starters, and my favorite one is, and one that I practice routinely, I have a group of friends from college. We get together every 2 to 3 months. We take turns hosting, and we just have dinner. That's it. It's nothing crazy. We go to somebody's house and we cook. So sometimes we'll have taco night, and the host will provide the beef and the chicken, and one girl will bring the lettuce and the tomatoes, and another girl will bring queso and guacamole, and we just kind of decide who's going to bring what, and we cook and have dinner. That's it. It's not crazy. It's not expensive, but man, is it really, really nice to get together with those girls and just reconnect. It's just a fabulous night. Another one of my favorite girls' night options, and this one only works in the summertime, which is to attend a concert in the park. A lot of cities have free concerts in the park all summer long, all different kinds of music, all different kinds of genres, all different options. But I guarantee you, your city has free concerts in the park. So if it's summertime, get the girls together and go to the park. Free, easy, and a good time for all. Another thing which can happen all year long, and I know a lot of cities offer this as well, is First Friday art events. Indianapolis has First Friday events on all sides of town. There are probably 25 or more First Friday events on the first Friday of every month, no matter the weather. That is a really great opportunity. Just pick a place, meet up, look at some art, chit chat, catch up. That's it. It doesn't have to be expensive. Most of those are free events. Even if they're not 100% free, they're usually a couple of bucks to get in. They may serve some wine and hors d'oeuvres for a small fee, or they may not. It just depends on the venue and your city and the way they do things. But a First Friday art event can be a really great excuse to get together with your tribe. Another really fun idea is to do a paint night So, there's all these companies where you can go and you can pick a design and you can go and paint that design. But you could also do that for yourself at home. Someone can host, you pick up some canvases. You can paint something specific if you want, or you can just get out the paints and it can be a free-for-all and you guys can just do whatever you want. It can be a lot of fun. It can be really inexpensive. Even when you go somewhere that offers paint nights and purchase the package that they offer for your canvas and your paint, they're still really, really reasonable. I've never seen one that was more than about $25 at max. A lot of times they allow you to bring your own alcohol if you want to have a glass of wine. But again, that's not a necessity. You can cut that out. You don't have to pull out all the stops to have a good time, to reconnect with your friends, to just enjoy yourselves and let loose. So if you don't want to go do an organized canvas paint night, do an unorganized one. Buy some canvases. Heck, you can even get sometimes some small 8x10 canvases at the Dollar Tree. Pick up some paints and just have fun. Another fun one, which will cost a little bit of money depending on where you go, is to do a wine tasting event. A lot of small local wineries offer tastings, and a lot of times they're not terribly expensive, and you get to sample 6 or 8 or 10 wines. It can be a really great way to just get together, hang out for a little bit, try something new, and it doesn't have to be expensive. Another one, which I think is a lot of fun, is to find a coffee house that has an open mic night and everybody meet up there. A cup of coffee is a few dollars? Listen to the poetry or the drumming or whatever it is that they're doing that night, or maybe even go participate yourself. Maybe you're a poet or one of your friends is a poet, and it's a really great opportunity for you guys to let your hair down and somebody get up there and do something they haven't done before. Just spread your wings. Another fun one that I like to do is get together and go thrifting. There's a lot of really great little thrift stores in almost every city in town. It's a really great opportunity to just kind of get out and do a little bit of shopping, but one, you don't have to purchase anything, and there's a chance you may not find anything. And even if you do, how fun is it to go find treasures that you wouldn't find in, a regular department store, and hang out with your friends while you do it. One that I used to do really frequently is to have a bonfire. Surely somebody has a backyard and has the ability to do a little bonfire, and it doesn't have to be a big rager of a bonfire. If you live in a city that has ordinance where that bonfire has to be contained within a fire pit of some kind, okay, fine. It doesn't have to be a raging fire. You can just have a little bonfire. Even when the weather isn't super warm, that's still a really great opportunity. Just sit around the fire and have a chat. I don't know about you guys, but now that I'm in my 40s, I don't enjoy so much going out to some big loud club. I want to be able to have an actual conversation with my friends. And maybe that makes me sound old and whatever, but it just is the way it is. I want to be able to have a real conversation with people, and there's a lot of places where you just simply can't do that. So I prefer more intimate settings when I have a girls' night with my friends. If you do too, we are right there. You could also just meet up for dessert. Dinner and drinks can definitely get pricey, right? We all know that. But if you want to be able to break bread, so to speak, and you don't want to do it at someone's house, or for whatever reason no one is available to host at their home, you can always pick a restaurant and just go have dessert. Dessert isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg. If you want to have drinks with that, you absolutely can, but there's no reason that it has to be drinks either. It could just be dessert, right? So I think that's a really great alternative to being able to go out with your friends and do something out in the world that doesn't require you to spend a ton of money. Another one that I really like, but doesn't really lend itself well to having a conversation and catching up, is go to a yoga class together. That can be so much fun, especially if you're a person who doesn't really like or enjoy going to an exercise class of any kind on your own. I personally don't like to go to exercise classes by myself. I do a lot of things by myself, but that's one thing that I'm a little hesitant about wanting to do alone. I would much rather go with someone else. So that can be a really fun way to get out, get some energy out, stretch, feel present in your body, and then maybe you get a coffee somewhere afterwards so that you can sit and chit chat. And the last one that I think could be really, really fun, especially if you pick to do it during the daytime, is to go as a group and explore a part of your city that you've never spent a lot of time in. My city, Indianapolis, is a big city, and there are a lot of little pockets of interesting areas in the city, many of which I've never spent any time in at all. So I think it's a lot of fun to get a group of friends together, pick one of those little pocket areas of your city that nobody really knows real well, and just go explore it. See what kinds of shops are there, see what kinds of food places are there. Look at the public art and get a real feel for the vibe of that area of town. You never know, you might find some real gems that you're really excited about visiting again. In the end, I think the most important thing is to remember that spending time with those people in your life that really matter, those people that fill you up, is an incredibly important and crucial part of life. It's important for your mental health. It's important for your growth. And the truth is, we just cannot live in a vacuum. Now, I'm one of those people that very much feels like I need to do everything myself. And that's not healthy either, because I can't do absolutely everything for myself. I am not Superwoman, as much as I'd like to think that I am sometimes. I can do a hell of a lot for myself, but I can't do absolutely everything. Sometimes you need some help, or at the very least, someone to lean on and someone to support you and love you while you move through that. And if you don't have a partner in this life, which is perfectly acceptable and okay, then you need to have that tribe, that group of friends who have your back. And I definitely have that, and I'm grateful for it. And I definitely make that a priority, spending time with those people, making sure that they know that I care as much about them as they do about me, and that we have each other's backs, because that is really, really important. So what do you think? Do you have a really great idea for a night out that I didn't mention? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure there are hundreds of other activities that you could go do that wouldn't cost a fortune, and many of which would even be free. I mean, go take a walk at a park. Go ride your bikes together. Go on a hike. There's so many things that you could go do that wouldn't cost a fortune and that could be a really great bonding experience at a really great time. Anyway, that is about it for me today. So thank you so much for joining me. As always, please like and subscribe below. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your continued support. And I will see you next week.